Hello and welcome to the Masters of the Forge, fellow Skylords. In this series we talk to the members of the Skylords Reborn team about their duties, how they view the project and what it's like to work on the game. If you want to further details on the how and why of this series, check the article of the first episode on the forums. As every time, we will structure the stream in several parts, going over our guest's relation to BattleForge, his function in the team, his outlook on the project, and of course, pre-submitted and chat questions. My guest today is aMAZEing, web developer, who works on one hand secretly behind the scenes on tools for the Skylords Reborn team, but is mostly well known for his aMAZEing website called the Skylords Marketplace Journal, short SMJ. After having all the needs of the traders met with a bot and a website, he branched out the functions of the website to support deck sharing, and it's safe to say that SMJ has a core supporting function for every veteran player in one way or another. So, welcome to the stream, aMAZEing.
Hey, glad to be here.
Hello. Thanks for making time to be on the stream with me.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
And I was already asking this pre-stream, but I'm asking again. This is your first public appearance as Skylord, Master of the Forge, Web God.
Yeah, that's correct.
So I think some people are very interested to know who is this guy who does such cool things. We will start with the your real life context. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
In what country? Yeah, please.
Yeah, no, please ask your questions. Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you.
In what country do you live? Do you live in a town or do you live in the countryside? Where are you from?
So I live in Düsseldorf, Germany, but I'm originally from Rhineland-Palatinate, and moved to Düsseldorf in 2020.
Düsseldorf is quite a big city, is it?
Yeah.
I don't even know how many people live there.
I'm not sure as well, but it's the main, the capital city of North Rhine-Westphalia.
Which is also a big one in Germany, if I'm right.
Yeah, it's the Bundesland with the most people, I think.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And how old are you and how long are you with the Skylords Reborn team now?
I'm 30 years old and I joined the Skylords Reborn team on the 1st of January 2021.
That was right after the end of the beta, correct?
No, just half a month after the game release.
Yeah. We talk about the thing. Yes.
Okay.
So you are, what is it, almost 3 years?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
It's quite some time.
Yeah.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a junior consultant for a consulting firm here in Düsseldorf.
A junior consultant?
Yeah.
Yeah, is this the running around telling people what to do in management and knowing better how to do it? Is it that job?
I would say a little bit, but it's just a title and I mostly do just programming.
Oh, interesting. You have a title as a consultant, but you do program as a job.
Yeah, so our last client I worked with a small team and we also had direct contact with the people responsible from the client side. So there was also a little bit of consulting work directly done by me. But most of it was just coding the stuff that they want to have.
So if I get it right, it's less business consulting, it's more technical consulting.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Well, that's already the real life stuff. And we switched to BattleForge. When did you first play BattleForge? Was it back in the day, the original BF, or was it Skylords Reborn?
Yeah, so I played BattleForge right around the time, or maybe it was already free to play, and a friend of mine, a school friend of mine, suggested a game, or he was playing it already, and we went to the closest media market and ran into it to get see if they have some copies left to get some BattleForge points because free-to-play decks were limited. And yeah, that's when it started. I think I played around 1 year, not actively, but just sometimes. And yeah, kind of got uh, yeah didn't follow it anymore, and I only knew about it shutting down, I think, about half a year after it shut down. And yeah, Skylords Reborn project, I think I joined in 2016, when just 1 week after I joined, they finally got the Forge to work or something like that.
Okay, and how did you learn about that? Where did you find out? It's always interesting where people. I think many people found on Facebook. Where did you find it?
I don't actually remember, but it was definitely not Facebook. I think I just remembered the game and searched it up just from nostalgia, and that's when I heard of the Skylords Reborn project.
Okay. And Ult was sharing with us that he invested for his situation quite some money. How much did you spend on BattleForge points?
I think it was 70 euros, so the base game and the regular point pack and the Renegade point pack. So yeah, I think the regular game was 30 euros and the point packs were 20 each.
That's. How old were you back then? You must.
I think it was 29.
You must have been younger, right?
I was around 16 years old, I think.
Yes. Okay. But it's still quite some money for a 16-year-old dude.
Yeah. Christmas money and birthday money, probably.
Yeah. But it's interesting if people spend their let's say birthday money on BattleForge. It's still interesting because back then that was quite unusual.
Mm. Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
didn't really spend any money on other games, so yeah, or maybe one game a year or something like that. So that was my budget back then.
What game mode do you like the most?
So mostly RPVE. I have never really played any PvP matches. And the campaign, I mostly just I run Twilight encounters with Twilight just to get the quest done sometimes. But yeah, for the last 1.5 years, maybe I didn't play very much. Maybe some days, but most of the time I just spent coding.
Maybe this whole podcast series is just a project to get the game masters play again.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
What faction do you like the most?
So back in the day, I mainly played pure nature, but in the beta and now in the open game, I mostly play a splash deck with one orb each.
Oh, you're a rainbow deck player.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I love rainbow decks. I hope they will get some proper void return someday.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite unit?
So I think the artwork that I like the most is Forest Elder,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I would probably go with that.
So you're a nature fan.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
And nature faction, best faction.
Yeah, that's true.
At some point we will see the I think the shadow faction is maybe not the biggest, but the strongest inside the community. So we most likely will get bashed for such statements.
Mm. Yeah, it's also my playstyle to just create a huge army and go into the enemy camp with force and not rely too heavily on spells.
I was doing some streaming lately, and Majora and I are playing. He did call it Command and Conquer style. So we have decks without spells.
Yeah.
That's on some points that's really a challenge, but it's still doable.
Mm-hmm.
So we will play, of course. Too. While I'm asking questions, so let's invite you. Group. And what did you decide what we will play today?
So since I don't have the new Sun achievement for the banner yet, so maybe that's what we could play today.
Okay. And we settled on, what was it? Insane God for the first round, right?
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay. Let's do this. So we will first talk a bit about your role inside Skylords Reborn, because most people will know you, and we will talk a lot about SMJ today. But first, I wanna explore your function inside the team. Inside the Skylords Reborn team, what exactly do you do?
So I help with the development of the moderation tool that Dachi and other moderators use to verify reports, check messages, and look at transactions between players to see if something is fishy and take action according to what they found.
So you are the one who is you're the smith who provides the banhammer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Together with Freund and Lucas, who are also web developers in the team.
And can you give a short overview what functions like if you are a consultant, you would know that there's something like a list of things that this tool has to achieve. What does the tool have to provide for the moderators?
So an easy way to see who reported what and why, and then check, like for example, that the other person was unfriendly, to check the messages, to then add some action points to the account, so a warning or something like that. And also if someone was flagged as multi-accounting or something like that, then there is also visible why the account was flagged, and to check if there were any transactions to another account. And my game closed just now.
Oh, well then just restart. Since the game is not the important part, doesn't matter that much. So is there some automatic detection involved? Like you said, it is flagged for multi-accounting.
I think so, but that's something that's happening on the server, not in the tool itself, I think.
So the server has some magic, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
If loads of stuff gets funneled into one account, and then it reports to your tool, right? That there's suspicious activity going on.
Yeah, it creates an entry in the database, and our tool just accesses this database to then display to the moderator what flag message happened. So they can investigate a little bit more into the account and why it happened and stuff like that.
Crusade, the mad god, is attacking his own temple.
So
Hurry there and defend the priests.
the tool is reporting this dude got loads of boosters from multiple sources without any BFP that are flowing back. And the moderator sees this information.
Yeah, the moderator can then investigate what the transactions between two accounts were, and evaluate to then maybe ban or take some other action against the account.
Is there also some automatic banning?
I think, yeah, but that's also something on the server side, game server side, and if someone was flagged incorrectly, then they can open a ticket and the moderator will take a look and then unban them.
Because we've seen some people reporting that they tried to log in and it was banned, and that happened more regularly. I never get that word out than before. So I was thinking there must be some automatic stuff now going on too. And what language, what programming language is used by this system?
So the moderation tool is written in Next.js, so JavaScript, TypeScript, and React. And with some other caching and storage stuff put into it. Yeah, but mostly it's just JavaScript, React.
Is this the same you use for SMJ?
Yeah, exactly. So the first version of SMJ was just purely React with JavaScript and some other backend stuff. And around the time I also implemented the first version, I already worked with Next. And when I joined the web development team and noticed that Next.js was also used with TypeScript there, that's when I decided to also use it for the next version of the website. Same for the material UI that is used on the moderation tool.
And who are the people you work with the most? Most likely you must have some contact with Dachi because he is the lead moderator if you're providing the tool for him.
So mostly I work with Freund, the lead web developer on our team, and Lucas, our newest member. And other than that, Dachi, and if I have anything related to SMJ that needs some stuff to be done on the game server, I talk to Hannah or Ult. And I also talk a lot with Ultralord because of his website that uses my APIs, and that's so that's the people I have most contact with. It used to be also Vicky who developed the API that my website uses, but he left the team some time ago.
So Skylords Reborn provides a API, and you are providing an extended API to that. Do I get this right?
So the Skylords API is just for the auctions, so which auctions are currently in the auction house. And when they were added, not when they were added, what the current price is, bidding price and stuff like that. And the APIs that I provide is just a condensed version of that with also card information that exceeds what the card data from the official API provides.
But when I'm thinking about it, the API that Skylords uses that also has a lot of statistical data, right? And nobody did use that yet to make some statistic functions.
I know exactly what you mean. So the leaderboards and stuff like that.
Yeah, leaderboards and how many players are online. I see it on stuff like Steam. You see that there are nice diagrams with what is happening, and basically the data for that is already there, but nobody uses it.
Yeah, I just used the auction data because that's something where I had an idea what I wanted to make from it, and up till now I don't have any idea what I would do with the leaderboards data and stuff like that.
Well, the first thing I'm thinking now is it's not like you have to do everything. There are other people who could make something cool out of that too.
Yeah, that's true.
But sometimes it's like Maze has to do everything on that front.
The temple has regenerated its magic.
I don't really have to do it. I just do what I want to do. So yeah, if there's something I want to do, then I will do it regardless of people also already doing that. Or maybe when they do it, I ask them what they do, and yeah, if I can get access to the API, or if it's something else, then ask about that.
So, and at some point, sometimes I'm not sure if this was in a forum article or if this was in the Discord. There was also for years now talk about the new launcher. Are you involved in any form in that?
No. That's I think Aviator is the one that mentions that, but I'm also not sure.
Do you think the game needs a new launcher?
Good question. I know what ideas are there for the new launcher, and it's quite nice to see, nice to have. But yeah, most of the things I code is just get it to work and then maybe improve on it. But if it's already, or if it's not needed, then just leave it as is. But
Spiky roots.
like the SMJ, but I haven't touched that really since maybe 1.5 years or something like that. Except for adding the new cards.
Moving. All right. Now I have to concentrate for a second on the game, or I'm doing something stupid. We have some stuff prepared about your current work, but since we are right now in the game, we will switch to SMJ if that is all right with you, and then come back to the moderation tool later. Okay.
Has infested this area. Remember, protect the temple.
One of the things I am most interested in, and that's the first question I noted down for you, is why did you start SMJ?
Yeah, so back in 2020, I did a bootcamp to get into web development, because I was originally engineer in, so I have a bachelor's degree in engineering physics, and to get into the IT field, when Corona started, I thought that was the best time to do this, and yeah, during the bootcamp I found an API in the forum about all the cards. I think that's also the API that all cards used, and one after the other I asked myself what could I do with that data. And that's when the idea for the SMJ came into my head, and so I just tried to implement it, to try to do what I learned until then in the bootcamp, and that's how it started. So while I was in the bootcamp, I started with the SMJ, and rest is history.
One of Urzak's minions is ready to claim a guardian spirit.
It's interesting that you mentioned Corona, because Anna was also mentioning Corona. It seems like Corona was largely helping Skylords Reborn to get a push forward, because people had time.
Yeah, that's probably true, yeah.
Urzak's creature has become a twisted guardian. Beware.
And why did you choose the trading aspect? Do you have any own you didn't mention trading yet in your what you told about playing the game. Are you what is your interest into trading?
So I'm most interested in completing completion, and trading helps with completing your collection, and that's why I am also a little bit interested in trading. But I also played a few MMOs back in the day, which also had quite interesting parts with considered related to trading.
Which MMOs were that?
A few different ones. So Silk Road Online, Cabal Online, and World of Warcraft, but not very long.
Your
So
forces are under
maybe
attack.
just 1 year before I got into coding and stuff, I played a little bit with World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also the inspiration for the name of the website. So there's the Undermine journal for World of Warcraft, and that's where the journal in Skylords Marketplace journal comes from.
Ah, well. Now some dots are connecting in my head.
Yeah, that was the main inspiration for the first version. Also with the design, but the design of the first version also was inspired by the in-game, so how the marketplace looks in-game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
So when you are playing a game, you usually, if there's some collection aspect, you like it, and if there is a way to get stuff faster done through trading, you jump onto that.
Yeah, I try to complete all the games that I play in close to 100% or to a degree that I'm happy with, and having a site to see when it's a good time to buy or sell a card, that's helps a lot. So yeah, that's just something I thought would be useful also to others, and that's why I created it.
One of Urzak's minions is ready to claim a guardian spirit. Stop them.
Because I was back then when I played World of Warcraft, I was one of those guys who was playing the auction house day in, day out.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of the crazy ones who has then more gold than it should be legal.
Mm-hmm.
But I also hear the completion aspect. Do you consider yourself a completionist?
Yeah, absolutely.
So everything, just not the extreme crazy stuff.
Beware.
Yeah. So once I have my my collection completed, then it's one tick off for the the aspect of the game, so I can tick off a game that I consider to be completed then, or something like that.
Oh, did you want to grab the orb down there, which I already took?
No, I am mostly not useful here anyway.
You should go up there, because to that path there is your third orb.
Ah yeah, right, all right.
And I can even, because I'm waiting for energy anyway, I can even clear it for you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to do the next steps before I have enough worms.
I think the last time I played this map was 1.5 years ago, so I don't remember everything anymore.
Well, if you are the SMJ god, you don't need to be the insane god too.
One of Urzak's minions is ready to claim a guardian spirit.
I guess. When you say you did this in a boot camp, and in the boot camp there was like some, I imagine it like this. They say, now we taught you some stuff, now you have to implement that into a website, and you just said,
your forces
well, it would be cool to have a trading thingy, right?
Not exactly. So during the bootcamp, just around the time we got into backend development, I found the data on the forum, and that's when I started to implement what I knew from the bootcamp, and it wasn't really a request from the bootcamp people itself, so it's just something to see what I can do with the things that I learned up until then.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it wasn't part of the curricula, but you said, well, I just do it because I find it cool. And how long from when you had that idea, how long did it take you to set up the basic functions? How much work was that?
So I think the idea, I got the idea in August 2020, and I released the first version, which didn't have the API implementation yet because there wasn't an API yet, which was in October 2020, so yeah, 1.5 months maybe.
Okay.
And I just approved on that.
One of Urzak's minions
Well,
is
that's-
heading for an altar.
Still some time. But it was Corona, so it was alright.
Most of the stuff of the first version was related to UI stuff, and UI takes quite a little bit longer than just implementing functions to
One of Urzak's
get
minions is
the
heading for an altar.
pricing stuff done.
So it's more work to make it pretty than to make it work.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
Okay.
for the current version I use Material UI to just let it do the UI for me.
Beware.
And one thing I'm also very keen to ask you, was there ever a discussion or was there ever the thought of integrating SMG into the Skylords website or make it part of the Skylords stuff?
Somewhat, I would say. Or maybe I got that question, I think, a couple of times from community members, not directly from the other staff members. I haven't integrated it yet to the official Skylords things, since it's just a hobby project right now, which I can experiment on, and to have a clear differentiation from it being personal to it being official website. Because if I do something stupid, then that I don't want to jeopardize the project itself. So, but currently I'm working on the third version, which I wanted to improve a little bit and maybe make it open source and hand it over to the Skylords project itself, with me just developing it further, but not having it rely on myself alone.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a little bit in the future, maybe not for another year or so.
Your answer is quite different than what I expected, because on this question I was interested enough to make a guess in my head. What my guess would have been is that there is a problem because you need to spend resources to make that server happen.
So the resources for the server are quite minimal. So I spend €6 each month on the server, and the most expensive stuff is I think the domain itself costs about €40 a year or 50, and with the server €6 per month, it's quite okay for a hobby project, I would say.
Yeah, I agree, but isn't that kind of problematic if you spend money? Isn't that, or would this count as within Skylords Reborn, would this count as server costs, and there would be no problem financing it over the team?
I think Hannah reached out to me, I don't know when it was, a couple of years ago, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. to handle it there, but I said, yeah, it's okay for me to handle the cost since it's, yeah.
ready to claim a guardian spirit.
I think I said consider it to be my Patreon contribution.
Oh, that's sweet. So you are the one and only last Patreon.
Yeah, you could say that, but that wouldn't be correct since I use the server also for my other website and applications and bots. So it's not just primarily cost for SMJ.
Now I have to focus again for a second. Because there are loads of ugly units storming at me, huh?
Urzak's creature has become a twisted guardian. Beware.
And speaking of the Skylords API, are there any limits or problems or limitations that are set upon you because the way the API is structured? Or do you just write to Freund or whoever and then everything you want happens anyway?
So the auction API was handled by Vicky.
Yes.
And there were some changes which broke my stuff, but I talked to him and yeah, we somehow resolved it. And yeah, so there was yeah, discussion between the two of us to also make it let the SMJ part work the way it used to, and yeah, stuff like that.
But is there something you would wish for, so some new cool functions could be added? Or do you have everything you need?
No, so the auction stuff is everything I need. This about if the card was actually sold would be nice, but that's something that's yeah, probably rather internal stuff that doesn't need to be on a yeah, personal website. And other than that, maybe the card information, what changed on the cards, descriptions, parameters and stuff like that. Because currently Libovin and I need to write it from the game itself to update the SMJ data and the wiki data.
So it would be cool.
Nice,
it would be cool if you wouldn't have to do new additions by hand anymore, right?
Yeah, that would be great.
At some point you did a visual overhaul of the site and then now looks really nice. Maybe that's just my opinion, my personal opinion.
Yeah,
but
I got that a few times, yeah.
Yeah, but did you steal the visuals somewhere? Because that's what I did. I did look around. Where is the cool stuff? How does cool stuff look like? And I iterated on that. Or are you someone who steals, or was there at least some inspiration, or did you do all that by yourself?
So like I said, the first version was inspired by the Undermine journal, and the second version was inspired by the site for Path of Exile, so PoE.ninja. The general layout and yeah, that the main box scrolls over the background, and yeah, but that's all I took from that side because the necessary differences for the for SMJ is quite different from what is used on PoE.ninja, and yeah. I just took the general structure of how it looks, but everything else is done by me.
It seems like you have a great taste, or the same taste as I have.
One of your
Something like that.
opponents is ready to claim a guardian spirit. Stop them.
The site comes with a nice bot, but what happened to me, because when you did the revision, the site became so convenient and good to use that I didn't need the bot anymore. How many people are still using the bot?
So I just looked at this today, and there are around 60 people who have registered notifications for cards, but there's none. So every one of those 60 people has the bot muted, so I don't think it's used anymore.
How many left? I didn't get that one.
So 60 people have
Yes.
notifications set, and all
Yes.
60 of them have the bot muted.
Okay,
So
I was in my
doesn't send
brain.
out
I was waiting for the number, how many, and I didn't hear the 0. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's currently 0, but the bot still works. So in theory, people could still use it.
do you agree on my assessment? The bot died because the site is so nice now.
Maybe. Just the only thing that's missing is to set personal notifications on the website itself and get notifications on the website. That would be nice, but maybe that's something to do for the third iteration of the website.
But I think, to be honest, that right now it is structured like that, like it is right now. I think it's good if someone really, really is keen on earning BattleForge points and he sets up some notifications for the bot, and he is literally only one. I think he or she deserves it.
Yeah. So back in the day, I don't know if you were that person, but some got quite cheap promos from the notifications of the bot.
Yeah, I was once putting up a Ravenheart promo for non-Ravenheart promo price by accident. And it was
180 or so.
Yes,
something like
that. Even I think 130 or 50. I don't know. And funny enough, it was up for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then somebody took it.
I think I was that person, to be honest.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think I was that person.
You got my Ravenheart promo.
I believe so. I think I don't know if it was the Big Red or someone else who messaged me after that.
I was talking to him.
One, yeah, I think I told him that I got that one.
So finally I know where it went.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
I hope you put it to good use.
Yeah, I still have it.
Really? I mean,
I only bought it once, I think.
I mean, to be honest, with the tools you provided, I earned so much BattleForge points that you kind of deserve it. It went to the right person, I think.
Yeah. Thanks.
So, as promised, we have some stuff prepared, and now, since we are done with the first map, I will switch to the slides. That's the wrong one, of course. That's also the wrong one. So, what do we see here?
So this is the moderation tool with the chats currently selected. So this is the view that the moderators get when they look up a specific person, in this case myself, and see in which channels they were active, what they wrote to who, and yeah. So what's important to note here is that the chat logs and transaction logs and mail logs are only checked by moderators if they have a report for it. So they don't just go in it and look up whoever they haven't had contact with and stuff. like they only look at it to verify reports and that require verification, and so the data security has a high priority and it's taken very seriously. I want to make that clear. So only a selected few people like the moderators and leads have access to this. So yeah, your data, if you wrote something in game and mails and stuff, is pretty secure. Just to make it clear.
Yeah, I think we should talk a second about privacy concerns. I was when I was already playing with Dachi for a while, but then we started to talk about his moderation duties, and what I found out is that not the rest of the team, but the moderators have to sign a contract style agreement.
Okay.
That the sensitive data cannot be published to anyone and whatnot. Someone like you, who is a web developer, doesn't have to sign that. Maybe you have because you're working on it. But if you're a card implementer, you don't have to sign this. But all the moderators are signing a binding contract that they are properly handling the data because they see stuff which a normal GM doesn't see.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't aware of that, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the proper way of handling it, because if you are moderating, if somebody starts to write some heinous whispers, let's say somebody, simple example, somebody publishes publicly that she is a girl gamer and they get sick messages from creepy dudes, there must be somebody who is able to look at the messages. I think that's clear.
Yeah.
And it's for people who behave properly, it's weird if you see the moderators can look at my messages, but it's clear. How else would they handle it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and what I can see here is that we went on the test server today, and you told me I should write hello into the beginners chat, and I see on the left there's a beginner channel. You are selected on top, if I see right, as the player who we are looking at.
Yeah, exactly. So you select the moderator select a player that they want to look at, and then all the channels that they joined is visible. So the beginner's strategy, looking for group, trade, sparring, PvP, and region, which is all the regions and the global. So global is a special region channel. Those are joined automatically, and then there's also groups and whispers, which are only shown here, 2 whispers. And yeah, so they can see with whom they were in a group together or a match, and then look what they wrote.
Now I have a stupid question. You are able to leave channels, and if I'm right, you are also able to create channels with your own name. Isn't that true?
Not sure what you mean. So if you join a group, then a new channel is created if you write something in the chat. And if you leave that channel, if you leave that group, it's still in the logs. Logs to look at, but you can't. So if you join the same person again, I think a new channel is created.
So if you would open a player like me who is very active, you would have on the left side an endless list of stuff that I wrote, and that's the filter for, because if I wrote to Dachi, you are an idiot, then you would select me and select as a filter Dachi, and then could see our conversation quickly.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, cool. And you submitted to me that you also have a second scheme. Which one do you prefer?
So dark mode. I just remembered that there was a white mode today. And Dachi also, I don't know how long it was ago, but more than a year probably. He mentioned that when he changes it to dark mode, it switches back to white mode for some reason, if I remember correctly. And yeah, so that's something that we fixed, so it stays the way you selected it. And there's also German and English support.
Okay, and how do the moderators enter this mask? do they have a separate program, or how is that started?
So it's a special URL related to the Skylords EU website, and
okay.
you can log into it, but only people, so GMs with special access can log into it.
Okay, I would go skylords.eu/moderation or whatever, and then I'm there.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
And they also just use the in-game or the forum account they have, because they already have the necessary permissions for that.
Mm-hmm. And now we see the whispers, which we did today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you send me a mail, please? Done. And then we see the trade chat, where I'm offering to buy a web developer for 1,000 BFB a day. Will you take up that offer?
Depends on the stuff that you want me to make. But yeah, I would do it for free, since I don't really play much anymore.
And then we have the mails.
Yeah, this is probably our newest implementation, where you can look what the mails were that people got if they received the content, I think. And yeah, this is an example system mail for an achievement on the test server, but there are also direct mails from people to people, person to person, and yeah, also with filtering and selecting which direction you want to look at.
Mm-hmm. And you see that I wrote you a mail, and that Hannah wrote you a test mail. And then we see the transactions.
Yeah, so that's a feature that we worked on before the mails, which also had quite a conceptualization stage and how we wanted it to look like, and this is what we came up with. So left of the divider line, you see what you paid or gave up and what you received. And at the bottom, there's a direct trade between the two of us, and you see what aMAZE gave you and what Capo gave back for the cards.
Is there a automatic evaluation for skewed trades, or would you have to enter and just take a look by a human person to see that you gave me loads of stuff?
I think the case where this is necessary is if two people play on the same network, so I don't know, brother and sister or family members, and if they got flagged to for a ban, so they can log in and open a ticket, then moderators take a look at their transaction history, and if just one account dominates the receiving end, then it's pretty clear that it might be multi-accounting. But if the trades are equal to one another, then the moderators decide probably that they unban the people involved and let them play again. So that's one of the use cases for this.
Mm-hmm. And then I sent you some questions in preparing for the stream about how much SMJ is used. Now we switch to SMJ again. But I first ask a question from Ultralord, and it is, how big is the SMJ database in megabyte or gigabyte?
So there are a few that I can say. So it's the data on the website is distributed over multiple databases. I did that because there's a limit of 500 megabyte per database before it costs money. So I'm saving on money to get multiple smaller databases, which are free. And I just saved the raw data or the converted data locally on my machine and distributed onto the different databases from there. So that's the process behind this. And the space that it uses up is that the raw data that comes directly from the official APIs, which I stored for from 2020 to end of 2021, is 15 gigabytes of raw data. So every 20 minutes, roughly, but also with quite a few gaps between the days. And the converted short-term data that you see on the SMJ website, it's roughly 300 megabytes per month, which is also why I cut off the every data from more than 30 days ago to reduce the load on the database, since it's just limited to 500 megabytes. But I stored that locally on my machine, and that data is roughly around 10 gigabytes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thinking that it's only numbers, that's a lot.
It's mostly just so the raw data has information about bid, what the starting price was, what the timestamp is, what card and stuff, and so for every auction. And my short-term data that you see on the website is just per one card is one data document for each interval. So every 10 minutes is one data set. And on one data document, so it's stored in a document database, one data document has all the auctions related to that one card. So on one document is which card it is, what timestamp it has, and which how many and what buyout prices that one card had at that exact moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just reduced from, I don't know, currently I think it's 3,800 auctions currently active, and every interval it is reduced from 3,800 to the 536 cards that are currently available in the game.
And you also delivered me some statistical data for SMJ.
Yeah.
So this is 30
is data
days?
from 30 days between 15th of August to 14th of September, which I had laying around because of a presentation I did on it. And here you can see that total unique visitors in that month were 5,000 and the total requests were over 600,000. But that is to be taken with a grain of salt, because most of the players are German, and so they have resetting IPs. So the daily player count of 300 of around 300 is more accurate than more than 5,000 per month. And the total requests is also to be taken with a grain of salt, because the website itself uses its own APIs, which goes through Cloudflare to cache the stuff, and this also ramps up the requests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also tools like Ultralord's website and deck command in the server, Discord server, also use the API, so those also ramp up the requests depending on how many people see the command. And
But what is still interesting, it doesn't look like that there are much weekend spikes or something like that.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So you could gather from your data that people are more or less, maybe because of the quest system, playing consistently. Yeah. Because if I look at other games, it's often like at the weekend you have double the amount of players. And it doesn't look like me when I try to read this.
Yeah, it's also probably the case because not every time you log into the game you want to be active in the auction market or trading. So
really,
Yeah, I
Really?
know you are that kind of person, but not everyone is like that. And yeah. So most of the time, people just look at it if they want to trade at that time and just get information for that exact moment. And yeah.
But from what Shimaka writes on the chat right now about what would happen if we have a 25k player base, could SMJ handle bigger? Let's say 20,000 people joined because of Mr. Beast was showing off the game, and suddenly we have loads of players, maybe even more than 20,000. Would SMJ explode?
Probably. But I'm not sure. So recently I changed my hoster from Linode to Strato, which I have 4 times the CPU cores, 8 times the RAM, and 12 times the storage space for the same exact money. And that's somewhat compensates for more influx, but I haven't tested it with more than, I don't know, 1,000 users per day, since there aren't that many people who access it.
So it will explode. You could, if you wanna, you could automate the opening of new databases to stay under the, what was it, 500 megabyte?
Yeah, so that's not really an issue. So the data is just taken from one database and distributed to the players. So what I would need to do is ramp up the iterations of the website, so it's distributed among different instances of the website.
Mm-hmm. And you provided...
yeah.
Oh, please.
So it uses Docker, and it should be easy to distribute it on different nodes with Kubernetes, but that's something I haven't done yet.
And you provided the second screenshot about the 24-hour cycle?
Yeah.
It says 11 EM. Where does 11 EM start? Is this the spike, or is this somewhere else, or at the beginning of the chart?
No, the highlighted dot is the 11 AM one. So I think that's the spike there is because of the reset of the dailies, maybe.
Yes, 100%.
And I think it's also UTC time, like the server users. So, or maybe the regional. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but.
So we have an 11 EM spike of the freaks that instantly do their quests, like me, if I have time. And then we have more traffic during the evening hours, and in the what is considered the night in Europe. There's not much going on in comparison.
Yeah. I think that's exactly it.
Yeah. Yeah, those poor North Atlantic guys. Maybe we can fix that someday. Dachi is saying we're talking about something. Let's say something like 1,000 unique players.
Yeah. So I don't think all the people that play the game know about the website, because it's not very SEO searchable. And but it's linked on the forum, and hopefully soon also on the game. But let's wait and see.
Yeah, that was already maybe a year ago or so, where I suggested that on the let's show it on screen. That on this page where it says forum, wiki, technical support, that there could be a button for the SMJ. I think it would be quite fitting there.
Yeah, I already also suggested it, but I will need to re-ask what the current state of that is.
Because it's just, if the wiki is there, the SMJ could also be there.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go to the newer functionalities of SMJ, I think it's time for a short break. I promised Dachi to be cool about breaks in the future. He taught me to do it right. And we are already more than 1 hour into the stream. So it's, I always say 5 minutes, but then I stopped it and I thought it was always 7. So I will need 5, 6, 7 minutes if that's all right.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Then after the break, we continue with, as promised on the Discord, a new feature that will come to SMJ soon, but that's after the break. Okay, and we are hopefully back.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I should put my earplugs in again. I saw you talking and it did nothing for me. Now it works. 1 second. Now we switch into the browser. And I have to fire up the test server instead of the... But first I wanted to talk to you about a feature you didn't introduce now, but you introduced a while ago, which is also very, very nice. And I think heavily underused, which is the community decks. I think it was half a year ago where you introduced this, something like that.
Yeah, something like that, I think.
Yeah.
April or something like that.
With Volin still leading the chart with his, I think still beginner friendly speedrun deck. Why did you add this?
So that was an idea for quite some time, and yeah, I had the time, the drive, and inspiration to implement something that I think looks okay. And yeah, I'm not sure. I'm mostly someone who isn't really that into deck creation and just put something together and use it for the rest of the time, even if I get new cards or something like that. And that's why I wanted to create something to get a quick deck to do a map and don't have to think about structuring my own deck. And yeah, that's I think that was the reason I decided to create something.
So you wanted the veterans to do the work for you?
Yeah, you could say it like that. But also to maybe provide newer players inspiration on what good decks might be and see what other veterans think of the decks by voting on them, giving instructions, and yeah.
I mean, first of all, it looks really nice. And second of all, I'm sending players towards this all the time.
Ah, cool, yeah.
People are asking for decks in general. Where do I get decks? And I'm sending them towards the community decks because that's by far the most convenient way to get going if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And one question I got is, was the creation of the deck codes inspired by SMJ or was it the other way around?
Maybe independent. I'm not really sure when the deck codes were conceptualized in the game. All that I know is that the personal lists and decks that were featured that are implemented, I think late last year, November or December or something like that. And that already had a code attached to each deck, consisting of the SMJ card IDs. And when the deck codes were implemented in-game, I spoke to Kubik because he was the one implementing how they are encoded and decoded to get the A-encoded deck code. And yeah, I talked to a little bit with him how I what encoding mechanism he uses, so I could implement it on my side as well. And the M encoding, I think it was inspired how my SMJ card IDs deck strings are encoded. So maybe that was inspired by the SMJ codes, but the main functionality of having the deck codes in-game was independent of the SMJ website.
I mean, I think it's looking It's looking really nice, and it's those are functions we really needed for the game. That's how I feel about it. Those are functions we really needed, especially the deck codes. That was a wonderful thing. Whoever came up with this, and even maybe it's not so unlikely that multiple people came up with this.
I think it's a really great feature, and to easily share decks from inside the game to outside to then inside again. To easily share them across platforms.
Okay, let's see if this what we prepared works at all. So I take this, and this is hopefully it takes the... Yeah, here we got the test server. And on the test server, you find a new comment, which was export collection. Was it like that?
Yeah, it should turn purple, I think.
It doesn't. Unknown comment, export collection. Export. I'm not writing it properly.
Bultolot says he can't see the chat.
Yeah, it's like this. Export collection. I just write it in the chat. And that opens the web browser suddenly. And then you get to this site, which needs a second to load properly because it's loads of data.
I think the load time is due to the images that are shown below, so I could improve the loading times there. But this is just a proof of concept right now because the command doesn't exist on the official server yet.
Yes.
On the main server.
And then you see how much percentage, of course, because it is the test server, it's 100%. How much of the collection you already have. But you can click on, I want all my cards fully charged. I think they aren't fully charged yet. You can see. And you also see what excess cards you have to sell. And how the price is going right now. So you would, if I get it right, you would have the cards that would be most smart to sell right now at the top, right?
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Yeah. So if I would be on the live server, because the current price of the Batarial is totally overpriced with 550, I could put my excess Batarial now up for, I don't know, 250 and be happy about that.
Yeah, that's exactly what the idea behind it was, yeah.
Yeah, and down we have, what is this about if it's still smart to get some upgrades on that map?
So here the concept behind this one is that it shows you the map that is most effective to play to get the most needed upgrades. So in this case, it would be
Insane God Expert.
No, exactly. So the average you get from per reward is 3,200 gold. If you were to buy the upgrade instead of obtaining a tier. And it's just a little bit of information if you are not sure what map you should play to get the most out of it for an upgrade wise. This is where it would help.
I think it would be quite smart if you write the name of the map under it, because most people will not know. If you hover over it, you see it anyway.
Yeah, good point. I also realized that, yeah.
Yeah. And if we go farther down, you see your complete collection. You see which upgrade I already have, but maybe didn't apply yet. I see how many of them are applied, and I see if they are charged or not.
Yeah.
And here I see on my Amii Phantom, I have 5 copies, which is too much. But that's of course a long list. Long list of how many other 540 cards?
536, I think.
And here we have
this is 450 because there are some cards which are not shown here because of the selection you made at the top, that you only show every card you have that also is fully charged. So if you were to switch at the top to collection goal instead of actual collection, that would switch over to then show only the cards that are not fully charged yet. And also which cards you should buy to get them to 100%.
Oh, that's mega cool. Why am I missing an Earthshaker on the tester? I wonder.
I'm not sure. Maybe something with the command or something with my website. I will need to look at it again.
Wait, 1 second. I check if it is. Maybe it is correct for any reason. Yeah, it's true. The Earthshaker, I have 1 copy and it isn't charged.
Oh, okay.
For whatever reason, I don't know. So it is correct data.
Okay, yeah, cool.
You were already sweating. It isn't working.
Yeah, I usually search the problem with my stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it would be reasonable to think that my test server account is fully charged and upgraded, but it seems it isn't.
So if you go up a little bit, here you also one table above that.
Yeah.
Here you can see also which cards would be quite smart to buy right now.
Oh, you see which are the cheapest one. I shouldn't buy what is it? A shaker yet? Now at the moment because it is overpriced, and I see go and buy your, what was it? Because it is only 25 for the gunner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, you're taking money out of the pockets of traders like me because people will make better decisions.
Yeah.
But I think
my tools are just to help people, no matter how they would use it.
To be honest, it's good to provide beginners to make smart choices, because if people like me are earning less, that's absolutely okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm greedy, but I'm not that greedy. I want the game to succeed more than my greed. Oh, that new feature is really mighty cool. So I'm missing one ultra rare.
The clicking on them doesn't do something right now. I wanted to make it filter out so it only shows ultra rares, but I haven't gotten around to doing that. And I also wanted to show in the pie chart to see how many totals it is, because right now it's only percentage, but that needs to there I need to do some adjustments to how the pie chart works. Which is from a framework that I use, but it's not really that flexible right now. So I need to, dig deeper into it.
So maybe up here or maybe down here above the cards, there will be some selection for only show me shadow cards or something like that, right?
Yeah, that is also something I wanted to do, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's an awesome new feature. I really like it. It's pretty again.
Thanks.
Yeah, it just is. So, like, this pie chart is something you stole somewhere from the internet, right?
So all the charts that are on my website use Apex charts to render how the charts look, and I just change the scaling, the colors of the circles, and some minor things.
I mean, It's really something people will look for. It's not helping me in any form, but maybe it would also help me because it would tell me faster what access cards to sell.
Yeah, so it's mostly a feature for new players because back when when the game released, I also didn't have any cards and wanted to get them also by trading and not by cheat code. So I did it to write down all the cards I didn't have or which cards I didn't fully charge in an Excel sheet, and that's the way I did it. But if I had this feature, this tool back then, I probably would have used it because some cards I totally missed on the Excel sheets and didn't know which cards I didn't know I didn't have. So if you don't have a specific card, then it's shown, but it's grayed out to represent that you have 0 copies of it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's something we talked a lot about, that if this could be implemented into the game itself, that you see gray cards for what you are missing. But right now we are doing this with copy smaller one.
Yeah.
And you can also tell it that you want to keep some copies.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, it's really cool. I really like it. Ultra Wild Lord writes he did also did the Excel thing back then. I also did. I think everybody did. There was this Google Drive Excel sheet, which everybody used, I guess. Alrighty. Anything you'd like to add about this new feature before we go and play another map?
Not really. So you probably showed all of it right now.
Really cool stuff that you're making, and I'm always glad if stuff like that appears.
Thank you very much.
Do you have a complete collection?
Except for the most recent cards, yeah.
Okay, so you're missing the Soulstone.
Yeah, and I think Archwalker, but I didn't really play much after I completed the collection back in January 2022, I think. So it took me around 1 year to get the full collection, fully charged, fully upgraded. And yeah, after that, it's just play sometimes when new cards are released, and but don't buy them until they are cheap enough, and yeah, stuff like that.
So, what is the second map we play?
Yeah, maybe PvP or Crusade was, yeah.
Let's go Crusade.
Okay.
And we go advanced now. Make it a bit more chill. I on accident I selected expert on the first one.
That's why it was so hard.
It's just I'm used to it, but I'm not so often on Crusade, so this will be a more chill one. So once this collection part which we just showed is done, is there anything else you have in the mind for the future of SMJ?
Yeah, some stuff, but not a specific feature, more like general user friendliness. So better caching, better reloads, maybe a dashboard so people see their collection and list that they created a little bit faster. But that's also something that is probably only maybe for release 3.
There's a teleporting circle nearby. Use it to swiftly transport your troops close to the humans.
How long did you work on that collection thingy?
Oh, not that long. Maybe a couple of weeks to a month. So the concept was done quite early, but the implementation I pushed it back a little bit because I didn't know when it would be feasible to have the command in game. And yeah. But once I thought, yeah, maybe I should make a proof of concept to then ask if they could create a command, and that's what I did, and implemented it on the test server. And maybe it will be also something on the main server.
Mm-hmm. So short focus on the game to not die while running through.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. I survived. We are now moving into the more generic questions, but we're still in the same department. And one of the generic questions to everybody is, what is something you are especially proud of within your work?
So related to the SMJ, I would say maybe the all the different APIs that I see are being used, like the image creation APIs and also the card creator, and probably also the community dex database, because I also see that people create dex for it and see it being used. So yeah, those three are probably my main favorites, because I always see them being used.
Mm-hmm. Are you happy with the amount of usage for all that stuff you make?
Yeah, even just one person using it would make me happy. And sure, more is good, but then I think maybe it's not that user-friendly, and I would need to improve on it.
Are under attack.
So I always strive to improve the work that I do.
And what's the most fun part of your work?
I would say creating new features. Maybe also some that other people requested. Like I remember once there was a talk about AI-generated decks in the Discord, and I thought, yeah, maybe I could do something like that. And that's when I just implemented a random deck generator for fun. Just a quick one that's also on the website, but yeah. So I mostly like to do features that are enjoyed by others.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like I asked you for a feature, how many? 2 days ago? And it's already on the server now?
Yeah. Yeah, the moonbot, yeah.
Yeah, the moonbot.
Yeah, that was a quick one. I just thought, yeah, nice idea, let's do this, and now it's ready.
I came to that idea because I was clicking on the BattleForge category, and there were 3 people, not one, but 3 people using the stream together feature.
Mm-hmm.
And they were exploring their first one. Only one of them was playing back then. The other 2 were new to the game. And there were 3 people streaming together, and because they are unknown to us, nobody noticed.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be nice if somebody has time, and if it pops up on the stream thingy, that someone from the community says hello and maybe gives some tips, because they are were doing some major mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like running around with tier 1 units when they were already tier 4 and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Weave wind and death.
Do you want to mark off the keeper on your side? Or do you have it on your own?
I have it.
Okay.
Put it down now. So somewhere around
Wind
here, maybe.
weavers. Balance. On track.
Let's see if I can get a spawn trap going down there.
Yeah, I tried, but I didn't have enough energy to wait powers.
Well, I usually don't take them, to be honest. I just hide behind the wall. And then it's done.
Good idea.
Alrighty. What other stuff beside what we talked about already do you additionally do for the Skylords Reborn team? Maybe some smaller stuff?
Spiky roots. Spike roots.
Yeah, mainly the moderation tool. So talking to Dachi what is needed and implementing the stuff that that they require together with Freund and Lucas. And I don't think I help with anything else. So I'm not really involved with the game in any way except for requesting stuff. And yeah.
To be honest, I have a suggestion for you.
Okay.
With the great taste in web design, etc., you could be a feedback bot for Ultralord.
Ah, yeah. I also helped him a little bit with his recent Tome Deck feature.
Yeah, without asking him, I want you on the video squad. Don't know what Ultralord would say to this.
On the video squad.
Yes. I feel like you have a feeling what looks good.
Yeah, but mostly just the general stuff, not really. So all the stuff that you see on the SMJ website is
Should have known.
how do I say it?
We should clear the west and east supply
It's just some basic implementation from Material UI and not really much anything else. So I just stick them together, the different implementation features from Material UI, and make it look okay. But yeah, I don't want to put that much work into the designing part itself, because that's what took so long in the first iteration of the game, of the website.
Well, for not taking for not taking too much work into this, it looks pretty nice. So I will. Ultralight is writing here. Well, I know that my page looks shit. Like May said, UI takes long time, and I don't want to spend that. Understandable. But I don't think the stuff that Ultralord makes looks shit. People are always so hard on themselves.
Your forces are under attack.
Yeah, I also don't think it does what it should, and that's also mostly what so I'm more interested in functionality than in format. And as long as it works, anything is fine. But yeah, having a nice UI is also yeah, more user-friendly. But if your main audience is also technically versed, then the functionality is more important than the UI.
Yeah, most of them do not care. But I think we shouldn't underestimate. I think if SMJ would really look shit, there would be a much bigger barrier of entry to it for beginners.
Yeah, that's also true.
Okay, we finished that segment. Now we go into generic. Do you want to add anything more to SMJ or your duties before we come into the part about Skylords Reborn in general?
I don't think right now. So it's mostly covered, I would say.
Yeah, I think so too. But I always want to ask before I move on to the next segment. Okay, let's go. Skylords Reborn, in comparison to BattleForge, has developed somewhat. What do you think? What do you think, in your opinion, is the best addition to the game so far that Skylords Reborn did?
I definitely have to say the quest system, because that's something to invite people to open up the game every day or every couple of days. Because back in the day it's just, if I enjoy it I will play and don't really get any reward from playing it, and this is nice feedback to then spend the BFP earned or the discount on the booster. I think that's probably the most impactful stuff that was implemented.
Yeah, I kinda agree. And is there anything that you would have done different if you would be the great Skylords Overlord?
Anything I would have changed?
Yeah, there must have been that. There's so many changes. There must have been something where you said, I'm not sure if that is such a good idea.
Don't really think so. So I'm just enjoying what the designers come up with, even if other people disagree with those choices, maybe. But I'm always open to try out what they think would be beneficial for the game, and that's my viewpoint on it.
So you trust what they are doing?
Yeah, since I'm not really into design very much. I just like to implement features and create stuff that other people deem useful, and
I mean, I think some kind of balance is important. Of course, there must be some people with strong opinions that play the game constantly, but I think it's perfectly valid to say they know what they are doing, and they have their job and I have mine, and let's not let's not have an opinion on anything, while still at the same time saying if some, especially speedrunners who know the game in and out, are criticizing, I think that's very valid too.
So I know most of the cards, some what they do, but I wouldn't know how I would improve them if they were deemed not really fitting. I would just listen, and if an idea was pitched that really didn't make sense, or I have ideas on how to improve on that, then I would share those ideas. But coming up with how cards should be improved, then I wouldn't be able to do it. But what comes to mind is the card creation event that you hosted, I think. That was really nice, where I had an idea, and it seems it was pretty good.
Oh, true. Yeah, I remember. You were one of the platinum winners, right?
Yeah. You as well.
Yeah, I know. But now that you say it, didn't you do that Amii energy core thingy?
Yeah. So,
do you think it will be an XL super mega great ball of doom?
No, not XL.
It would look funny.
That was also something that Windhunter mentioned in the review stream on it.
Are under attack.
But yeah, the inspiration for it was the giant saucer from Independence Day that destroys everything below it with a huge ray. And maybe not XL, but maybe something smaller would be fitting for the unit in game.
I mean, it would be still kind of cool if you would get some Death Star vibes from it.
Good. The western path is clear of enemies.
But I mean, at some point, if you scale it up, it will look stupid, most likely.
Support routes are clear.
Yeah, probably because of the model, yeah.
Yeah. And we have to get rid of the fish.
Ah, yeah. That's why I suggested the Crystal Fiend, because it doesn't have a...
Oh, it doesn't have the fish. Yes, okay,
Yeah,
that's
it doesn't.
smart.
Yeah.
We really don't need another unit with a fish on a chain.
In my arrogance, I was blind to your cause and came almost
Yeah, true.
late.
That card creation contest was really fun. Ultralord asked about the fish. Check out which almost all of those ball units have a chain down, and at the end of the chain there's
I can't hold out much longer.
a dead fish. Oh,
Rogan
Rogan
died,
Kale is suffering.
Yeah, I also didn't really pay attention.
Yeah.
It should be fine.
I mean, I think at some point the map goes into I have succeeded and he cannot die anymore.
Good work, fellow Skylords.
I think it was this point when Brennox talks again. Now he can't die anymore.
The portal
Okay.
to the Sunbridge Shrine. This is the knowledge.
And one of the generic questions is that Majora asked me to ask everybody, do you already know about Dreamland?
Yeah, I've heard about it, but since I'm not really that involved with the game itself, and just mainly do the moderation tool stuff, yeah, I will probably just yeah, say the same thing as the others, since I don't have that much of a strong opinion on it.
So you don't think there's a special skill set or person that would be needed to make the game succeed more, if you could find one magically?
Well, I think it's a group effort to. So everyone has their own group outside of Skylords Reborn, and maybe everyone can help increase the player count, maybe even by one person.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's another question on how to keep those players.
True.
That would be, yeah, a whole different matter.
Just to get somebody to try it out. I also did it with a friend, and I showed him a bit around, but of course he didn't start to play it properly. But I tried.
Yeah, when the game was released, I got my few childhood friends, which also played with me back then, to play it, but they, I think they quit after 2 months after release or something. And yeah, I'm mostly the one sticking around since yeah, I'm developing the SMJ website and got into the staff team, but I mostly also enjoy developing more than playing the game. But that's a different topic.
But it's what I heard is that we both most likely agree on that, and I think I'm not sure who it was, that with the quality the game has right now, and even the tools you provide with SMJ and with all around, the game has right now less player than it should. Can we agree
Yeah, I
on that?
definitely think so. Yeah, yeah.
So my thing would be marketing.
Yeah, I would be with you on that. Since I think currently it's better than it ever was, but the player count is lower than I'm not sure what the fluctuation is, but if I look at auctions alone, then currently it's 3,800 auctions, and the most I saw in the data was more than 15,000. So yeah, a fifth of what it used to be during the high times of Skylords Reborn. But back in EA days, it's quite another matter. But yeah, we don't have the tools.
But I think it's fair to say that the high times of Skylords Reborn were induced by the Hand of Blood wave, and I think it was sure that you couldn't keep all those players staying.
Yeah, it's that was quite a special occasion, but maybe even, I don't know, increasing the current player population by times 2 would already be quite a success, I would say.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And something of major importance for the long-term health of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I got one very last pre-submitted question.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a pre-submitted question by Majora.
Okay.
And the question is, why are you so amazing? And he writes "maze" in caps.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I just do what I like to do, and if it helps people, then that makes me happy.
That's a good answer. Before we come to the closing part, anything you want to talk about in general? You don't have to, but you may if you want.
Yeah, so as I already told, my original background is engineering, and I only got into web development because of the bootcamp, and because I found a project that I wanted to expand on and invest my time into. And I just wanted to say that anyone, doesn't matter which background, can code. There was someone in my bootcamp who was originally, I don't know what's it called in English. He was taking care of the elderly and just wanted to get into coding, and that's what he did. And the only thing I would say you would not require, but what would really help is a project you really like and you want to spend your time into. Like for me, it was the SMJ, but currently I also expand on different projects, another website for different games, and also I'm currently working on a small app for reading, and also have a concept for a game which I want to develop. So all different kinds of projects, and if you have something and you are not sure, you just try it out, read up on just the general stuff, create a proof of concept, and start from there. So if you want to create something, just try it out, get into coding or design or whatever, and just try to stick to it and do what makes you happy.
Oh, that are nice words. I think it's a special thing. It doesn't have to be coded. I think it's a special thing if you create something.
Yeah.
And
just a few weeks ago, I took part in a code game jam to create a small game in 48 hours, and there were all kinds of different people from sound design, 2D art, animation design, concept scripting, story scripting, and all kinds of different people. And just to get to know them and create something with them was a really nice experience.
It sounds pretty cool. Those were pretty nice words of wisdom. I don't want to add too much to that. Go out there and learn to do something, and you will be fine.
Yeah, as long as you enjoy it and keep doing it, keep doing what you enjoy, then anything falls into place for you, I would say.
At least I agree. For me. If you say I want to code because I want to code, that's stupid. If you say I want to code because I want to create this or that, that's something that works.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the key point of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Alrighty, let's wrap things up. This was the 8th installation of the series. I hope you guys found it interesting. My next guest will be Game Master Windhunter, lead designer, who will join me in about 2 weeks from now on the day after the anniversary stream, that is the 19th of September. A special thanks to you, Maze, especially for all the nice BFP you made possible that I can earn. Thanks for that.
No problem.
And I hope you enjoyed being on the show.
Definitely, yeah.
And as a final gesture, would you be so nice to sign us out?
Sure. See you in the Forge, fellow Skylords.